Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Office Adda 24/7. My name is Niharika Bhatnagar, and I am with you with the area of ABFM. And today I am going to talk about a very important aspect of our examination, that is to the last 10-day strategy for the preparation. That is, if you want to score above 70 in terms of your CIB November December 2023 ABFM. Let's talk about it, everyone, in detail. We're talking about ABFM exclusively. Number one, the passing criteria. If you, these are the basics that I'm discussing. Many of you would have been done with the ABM examination. Now you are having your BFM examination, but just a brief of it. The passing criteria for this examination is you have to get 50 marks out of 100, right? And if you are giving all the examinations at once, then you have to get 45 minimum. And your aggregate should be 50%. That means for those four examinations and the elective one, you have to make sure that you are getting total 50%, right? Or more. Now, when we talk about it, CIB syllabus paper is what? You have got four modules: Module A, Module B, Module C, and Module D. Uh, there are two modules which are typically theory and two modules which are more practical oriented. So module A along with module D. These two are really good modules because these two modules can be used for uh, scoring through theoretical area. But to get above 70, you will have to focus upon these two as well. Don't think that we should focus on only selective chapters and we can score good. The point is in the examination now they are covering the entire syllabus. I can tell you those chapters which are more having more weightage, right? But it should be your point of view that we are covering all the chapters in a proper manner, because the more you study properly, the better it would be for your examination as well, right? So let's talk about the next point. Chaliye. First of all, analyze your weakness. That means to be very honest with yourself. Find out which particular module is very weak. At the end of the time now, when the examination is approaching, don't try to do the most difficult part first. When you try to do something which is very, very difficult for you now, then you tend to demotivate yourself. You get demotivated ki, acha, I think I won't be able to do it, just because you are not able to do this major part of the work. So it is very important that we look at our weaknesses. Which module is our weakness and which particular area? A few people don't like theory, a few people don't like practical. So I'll give you the overview of which particular portion can have more weightage, and you should do a few chapters before others. So let's talk about it in detail. In terms of the management process, the first chapter is super important as compared to others because this has got the maximum theories involved in it, and it has a base for every single chapter. Motivation theories are extremely important. Staffing process and the controlling process, they are super important. Okay. Then when we talk about delegation, decentralization, this is the part of organizing which is important. Delegation, decentralization, functional formal, then we have functional and divisional structures. These are a few very important areas. Organization, structure. Then we have planning. We have the planning process is important. Take care. The relationship of planning and controlling is important. Among them, the most important chapters that I feel is chapter number 1, chapter number 5, and chapter number 4. Among others, what I see is these chapters have more typical areas to work upon. If you want to start now, then start with the smaller chapters and then proceed with the bigger ones. I am assuming that you have already gone through the syllabus once. So if you have already gone through the syllabus once, then you don't need to go through the sequence. If you are doing it for the first time, then you have no other option to start from the first to reach towards the last one. Otherwise, what I can say is do the easier chapters first. पता है when we are approaching the examination we have to make believe ourselves कि I can do this, and that is how it happens. Give yourself the time that you can tell yourself कि I have covered major part of the syllabus. When you tell this portion to yourself now, you're automatically nearer to clear the exam. That means you should plan properly about your examination. Number one. Then you should look forward towards one thing is planning. So this particular chapter is small, easy. The language is quite easy, not much to learn there. So this chapter is easier than others because there are lesser theories and everything else. Rectification or gramifications is required a little lesser. Then the chapter controlling. It's also a very small chapter. And both of these things are connected as well. So you should do planning and controlling first, and then you should do the other chapters. Then uh then do the area of I think you can go ahead with basics of management after that. Despite the fact I tell you these chapters are important, why am I asking you to do it later? Why? Because the when you do easy chapters first, when you ask yourself how many chapters have I revised, you will be able to tell yourself, I think I'm done with the second, I'm done with the sixth, and I'm also done with the third. I think 50% of the module A is already done. This is psychologically telling yourself कि तेरा तो हो गया. I've done a major part of it already. So you will be stressed little less as compared to the problem that you are facing, right? So in this case, the module A, the management process, is more scoring. This particular module is the easiest among the all. So basically, when you are preparing it, this should be done within 2-3 days itself. When you are able to do it within the 2-3 days, then you get to have that confidence. Finish off module A to the earliest, because this will build up your confidence a lot. Because one module would be over with a snap of a finger. When I say with the snap of a finger, morning, evening, if you're giving 2 to 3 hours and go through the notes that we have given. So I have prepared all the whatever the PDFs of the classes are. I won't even say go through the videos during the at this point of time. And I'm assuming you have already gone through this content already. Then you just read the quick notes that you have prepared. Because in management process, there is no deeper point until or unless you are looking at theories. One important thing for the management process is always do the theories properly. Theories will cover a good part in the examination of module A. These are difficult and confusing questions, so always find out the ways to learn the theory. One liner, how to remember the theory. Okay, so theories are more important. For example, Maslow's need hierarchy theory is very important. McClelland's, Eldorfer's, these are few very important theories which are covered in basics of management along with directing. So there are these theories are repeated again and are very very important for the examination as well. So this is the part of module A. Easy and should be covered to the earliest, and as early as possible should be finished as well. Then comes module B, the advanced concepts of financial management. Uh, I would say after A, while doing B and C, don't leave the portion. Start with the one chapter, two chapter. Once you're done with module A, keep two different slots because you're working. So in the morning part, if you are dealing with module B, in the evening, don't do the module B. Sit down at one point of time and finish at least one chapter at one point of time, so that you are able to cover the maximum portion without worrying for the examination that whether you will get an off or something or not, you know. So when you are looking at module B, do this particular chapter very carefully. Super important base for the entire portions. 2-3 chapters which should be done by you in any case. Whether you are a theory person, whether you are a practical person. If you are a theory person even now, don't leave this chapter. This chapter is the base for many things. Seventh as well as eighth. Eighth is an easy practical chapter, very, very easy practical chapter, very scoring as well, right? Then, super important chapter. I believe one particular question, minimum case study would be asked on this particular chapter. So, so you have to look at this portion. चलिए The portion is this chapter, chapter number 9. Surprisingly, if you can do chapter number 9 now, then not only this particular module, even the module C is in your hand. So even if you are a non-practical person, then you should do these 3 chapters minimum. If you are able to do these 3 chapters, every other chapter will become handy for you. Only if you do these chapters carefully. Okay? So you should definitely look at the particular point of view in such a way that you are dealing with chapter number 7, chapter number 8, and chapter number 9 to the earliest. Next point, when we are talking about this area that you have to worry about is uh, module B, when done properly, is helpful in module C and is helpful in module D. The moment you are done with the first chapter of module B, now you can start with module D as well. Reason, hybrid finance is basically an extension of sources of finance. So one thing that you can do is you can finish off these important chapters in a proper way, right? So let's look at it. Chaliye. Then if you are done with ninth chapter, 10th chapter is automatically something you'll be able to do. The difference between the two is capital investment decisions talks about rupees, while international project decision talks about dollars. That's it. This is the only difference that occurs in this area. So it is way better now. You do these chapters thoroughly, then the remaining chapters are in your hand automatically. Acha, as I told you, after chapter number 7, kindly note down the sequence. This will be really helpful. You can do the topic of 19th chapter and 20th chapter too. Even 21st chapter. Once you are done with module B, sources of finance. Once you are done with the sources of finance, now these 3 chapters can be done by you at any point of time and you'll be able to get it. Right? Then one chapter that you can cover with minimum effort and minimum time is chapter number 25, SPAC. The weightage of this chapter would be a little less. So if you want to do it and if you don't want to do it, in both the cases, you can pay a little less effort on this particular chapter because the content is quite less, hardly 10 pages. So what you can do is go through the brief summary of it. Okay? Then comes the next point. Uh, 11th chapter and 12th chapter. Once you are done with 7 to 9th chapter, then it is your discretion at one point of what point of time you want to do 10, 11, and 12. One particular thing is for sure, even if you are not someone who has done theory, practical at all, then do not leave 7, 8, 9 at all, because this will help you in module D and also in module C as well. See, in module C, you will find chapter number 14, chapter number 15, and chapter number 16. If you are done with 7, 8, and 9, you can also do these 3 chapters without any problem because the basics of these 3 chapters is 7, 8, 9 chapter only. So think about it. 3 particular chapters makes you eligible for 6 different chapters. And do it in the sequence, you will be able to understand and correlate a lot of things. Then one of the longest chapters. Keep chapter number 17 for the end. The theories of defense, matlab, anti defense, that is anti takeover defense and takeover methods. Both of those areas should be done by you properly, and review the area of synergy properly as well. Very important topics of this area. Deal structuring is a longer topic too. So first of all, finish whenever you will be discussing. I think I'll always keep this chapter for the last, along with his friend, chapter number 18. Once you are done with 14, 15, 16, 7, 8, 9, then you have to do 19, 20, 21. After this, whatever you feel you want to cover the chapters in a proper way, you should go for it. After this, two particular chapters which are very important is 22 and 23. Okay, green and sustainable financing only has a few areas where you have to remember the points. In startup finance, the schemes are very important. They would be asked in the examination. So the entire syllabus has a few topics which are super important. So just before the examination, I will also share the most important topics as well, which you should look forward to. Till then, your preparation should be up to the mark. You should prioritize a few modules over the others. Why? You should be clear about the numerical portion that you have to do. These are all the numerical chapters. Financial and operating leverage, easy chapter. Corporate valuation, a little difficult. Capital investment decisions, a little difficult. Capital budgeting. If you can do this chapter, then this chapter, this chapter, 3, 4, 5. These 5 chapters are in your hand. The remaining are not directly related to it. So one chapter will lead you to 4 chapters numerical part. And numericals can also be asked in the theoretical area as well. So that is something, a numerical question converted into theory. When you are able to do capital investment decisions, everything is in your hand. So you should do this chapter properly in any case. Done? I'm sorry. Now comes the next point. Scoring theory chapter, theory modules, module A and module D. I've discussed the most important chapters already with you and the sequence that you should follow, because interlinking is definitely beneficial for you. So if you're preparing for this examination, hurry up and finish these areas as early as possible, as the time is ticking away and every single day is very important. The examination is on 9th of December and I am conducting a marathon on 7th. So kindly be there on this particular day at 6 p.m. for the marathon. The marathon will be for 5+ hours. Along with this, my mini marathons have already started. Review the series I've covered, many questions of module A as well as module B. Now, very soon, I'm coming up with the module C mini marathon along with module D mini marathon. So don't forget to join in, everyone, because it is very important that we prepare for this examination in a typical scientific manner, because this particular subject is new and secondly, it is typical as well, right? So this particular subject deserves the respect, deserves the time, and if you are focusing on these two things, score is definitely in your hand. So stay tuned, everyone. Starting with our revision batch for the CIB as well, for ABFM English medium. So let me show it to where to go. You have to go to www.adda247.com. You have to go on to area of the CIB Power Pack Revision Combo Batch, November December 2023, ABM, BFM, ABFM, and BRBL. If you buy this particular area, buy this particular batch, this is the Power Pack Revision Batch where we are covering the entire syllabus over the time span of the particular time that you have for the exam. 500 hours of online live classes, test series, ebooks, as well as videos. Everything is covered. You can use the code Y541 and you can get all this particular revision batch for 2,999.80. And if you do it through the app, then you get 1% further discount as well. So kindly check it out on our website, on our app for further details, everyone. Till then, stay tuned. We'll be meeting on 7th of December for our mini marathon. Sorry, the mega marathon. It is coming up on our official channel YouTube, on our official YouTube channel, Officers Under 24/7. So stay tuned, or we'll be meeting for the main marathon, the bigger marathon for more than 5+ hours on 7th at 6 p.m. For mini marathon, stay tuned. I'm updating you every single day regarding the classes and the most important areas to cover. For regular sessions, I'm currently covering module D portion. So you can review the questions as there as well. And you can join the Telegram channel CIB Exam Niharika Ma'am 2023. You'll find it there, CIB Exam 2023 Niharika Ma'am on Telegram. Click on it, join the particular area, and download the various questions that I'm dealing in my class every single day. So do it as early as possible and join our revision batch as early as possible too, because time is ticking away and every single minute is important for you. Thank you, everyone. All the very best for your BFM examination, and let's start your preparation for